Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make this compressor rack here, or analog rack. First off, have a cup of tea and a biscuit, and then let's get started. So I cut my rack mount in half because it was a bit long, and this way I could get both sides out of one length. I think it was like £5 from Gear for Music. Then I took my first bit of 18mm plywood and marked out the base plate for the rack mount. Clamped it down, make it a little bit easier. I don't have a fancy plane saw, so I just use what I've got. I did that twice so that I've got both a top and bottom, exactly the same size. Now I'm measuring out for the side sections, which I mark out a few different times in a few different ways to make sure that I get them exactly the right size. And I could get both sides out of one length here, so I just cut them straight together. That way I know that I've got them all the same. There's my two side sections, that bit is spare. Now I'm marking out my holes, which I pilot. And I like to mark them so that they're all exactly the same. Sanding. Lots of sanding. More pilot holes. Neighbours. Fixing them together just as a rough guide, so I know that everything's going to kind of fit together how I want it to. And once I was happy that I've got a good square and everything's square and level, I then undid the screws and glued it. And mark out and cut a little back section here just to support the box. And fix that with a couple of screws on either side. Use these cool little screw risers so that the screws actually sit in them quite nicely. More sanding. It kind of gives it a bit more of a vintage look, I think, rather than trying to countersink and hide the screws. This way they're kind of on display. So now I used my stain, which I've used everywhere in the studio, and start staining the plywood. Of course I removed the screws when it got to that bit. No, I didn't.
YouTube.
Oh, that's one word. It's two words.
No, it's not.
YouTube.
The tape, that tape reel to reel is going to sit on top of it.
So wait for the stain to dry and then fix the black mounts in. And then there you have it. One finished compressor or analog gear rack mount, whatever you want to call it. And here it is in my studio. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. It's a bit different, but yeah, good fun.